What's up, guys? Nightingale here, and welcome back to another update notice video. Today, we're covering November 3rd. Oh my god, October's over and done with. Hey, guess what? Santa's on the way. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Deck the halls. Okay. Anyway, we're here live on Twitch, so Twitch chat, say hello to YouTube. YouTube, say hello to Twitch chat. We'll be covering today and seeing what GM Domenial, aka Chroma Domenial, has got in store for us today. So let's go ahead and jump on into this. Make sure you check out the description below. We will have the timestamps to all the major categories. So let's jump on into this. So first business of the day, the new hero. Alrighty, so today we've got Arunka coming out, which has been probably one of the most sought-after units. I think it was this and Lua were the two everybody's been wanting since, what was it, the beginning of the Awaken update, where they had the website and they had all the character arts out there. They're like, oh yeah, I can't wait, I want to pull this unit. Well, here it is, finally, November, we're getting to do that. So, we're not going to watch the video. Make sure if you do want to watch it, it's on YouTube, or click the link in the description, and then it's right there, and you can watch it. We're going to skip down to here, and we're going to go over all that. We're going to skip this, because it's basically reading this. So let's talk skills. Let's see what she has going on. So, as I pointed out in Discord, there's something really triggering about her, and I just want to point this out before we do read the skills. There's only going to be one instance in her entire kit where the Autumn Sword user uses the Autumn Sword. Just hang on to that. Alright, so Dagger Throw. Throws daggers at the enemy with a 50% chance to inflict 2 bleeding effects for 2 turns. After a successful attack, has a 50% chance to activate as an extra attack. To activate Expose as an extra attack. Expose can only be activated once per turn during the caster's turn. AKA, again, no counter fun. So, Expose, which is the only skill in the game that uses her Autumn Sword, attacks the enemy and recovers health of the caster. Amount recovered increased proportional to the caster's attack. And then she's got a 10 soul burn, which will activate Expose. So, an interesting attack. The bleeding thing's going to be kind of interesting to see what's going on here. Yeah. So, if it wasn't like the fact that they just made this passive, because, you know, it's reminiscent of another unit that's going to be out on banner at the same time. Another increases attack by 30%, cannot trigger a critical hit. It seems like to be a running theme this year. Like, they're like, all right, let's drop a lot of units that can't trigger critical hits, which means they're going to have some broken mechanics somewhere else. No, and it surely isn't Hwayoung either. Surely wouldn't be that. But, yes, no, so she's going to increase her attack by 30% when it's fully leveled up. Or, no, it is just 30%, and then when it's leveled up, we'll increase her combat readiness by 5, so I'm assuming that's 10% when an enemy is granted a barrier. So, she's going to be an anti-barrier unit. So, think about your units that give barriers, have barriers, and all that stuff. It's going to be a fun time, not a long time. All right. A Thrashing in the Prairie. Now, this is what really triggers me, is because she's got a great S3, but she uses her fisticuffs and not her Autumn Sword. You had one job, Smilegate. Come on. Autumn Sword user doesn't need fisticuffs, or that just tells you how OP she is. It's one of the two. Anyway, we don't care about the before Awakening, because nobody's not going to use it. Who out there is still using, or trying to use a unit legitimately and competitive without their 3-star Awakening? Why do we even have this anymore? Why is this a thing? Sure, 2018 when the game first came out and runes were harder to get or something. But yeah, okay, sure. So, after Awakening, increases attack of the caster for 2 turns, runs up to the enemy to attack. When the enemy is defeated, inflicts extinction. Great. Penetrates the target's defense by 70%. Here we go again. When the target is granted barrier, increased damage dealt. They had to do this. Okay, so let's break down this skill real quick for you. She grants herself an attack buff. She's now penetrating the target by 70%. Let me just remind you, that's basically shoe levels of stupid. 30% off what Hwayoung can do. Or basically a low-level Crow and Yulha. Basically, your defense doesn't exist. 70% is a lot, and 30% is not a lot left. And when you have a barrier, welcome to the Infinity Gauntlet. You're gone. You're dusted. Is more than likely what's going to end up happening. And the fact that when you are dusted, as all things should be, it will be balanced and you will not be able to revive. I'm calling it. Next year, there's going to be the first anti-extinction unit somewhere. I guarantee you. If they keep bringing this out, we're going to see more of that. So yes, it's going to be an interesting unit. I don't think people should immediately pull right away. Wait out the week and see how things start going, because in case things on paper don't look as good or looks too good to be on paper, that it turns out to be that the multipliers are crap or whatever. Let's give it time to see actually how it goes. But this is something that you should probably look at starting to pull maybe next week if the data starts coming out showing things being favorable to this actually doing exactly what it says, because this literally screams Hwayoung 2.0, but you can't revive. So when it's dead, it's dead. Cool for Guild Wars. I'm excited for that, but it's a grass unit, so we got to go up against. We got to think about what are we going to go up against fire-wise. Fire, grass is pretty much the things that you'll have to want to look at for this. But interesting skill nonetheless. So let's talk about her new artifact, the Sword of Autumn Eclipse. We don't care about what it is at level 1, we only care about what it is at max level. Increases attack of all allies by 5%. Okay, so super duper water gun shooter. And increases hit chance of the caster by 20%. This artifact skill effect can only apply to one hero within the team. Okay, so this cannot stack on multiple units. So it's like, it's hit chance and attack for everybody. Why does this seem like an oddly interesting artifact? Like, I'm not like telling everybody to go out and max limit break this, but increase hit chance by 20%. I'm curious how this is going to be used. I'm going to let the people that are smarter than me, or have more, let me rephrase this. Smarter than me or have more time than me to figure this one out. So don't know if you should be going degenerately after this. All right, number 3, special side story, A Fable of the Demons of Natalon, week 1. I'm gonna just go ahead and call this that during this or at the end of this, we're gonna get chapter 10. I think we're gonna get chapter 10 around the end of this. So we're gonna have a new side story. The monks have been at war with demons for a long, long time. It's been a long time. However, the monks soon became a dying breed, and the power of their seals ebbed along with them. Without a moment's hesitation, the demons have begun crawling back into Natalon's lands. Ooh. All right, so you can watch the little trailer here. It actually is really good and well animated, so do make sure if you are interested in watching that, check it out. This will be available for the rest of the month from 11/3 to 11/24. We're going to get a new title screen change. Alrighty, cool. That's going to be neat. And how to enter, beat the entire first episode. Start the game. All right. So we're going to have 3 weeks. You can't rush this. So, Unfinished Destiny will be available for the first week, and then week 2 and week 3, we will figure out what the next chapters will be, and they will progressively unlock. Weeks 1 is going to be White Plushie. So, soft plushie filled with cotton. Yep, cool. The lead hero will be Hwayoung, Arunka, and Yulha. Then you're going to have supporting characters of Ken, Pera, and Hazel will be able to be ranked up. So if you have any of these and they're not leveled up and you need some units early on, these units are maxed out, ready to go. So it'll help you clear story earlier on. All right, so here we go. We got an enhanced artifact side story. Now, this isn't we do get this occasionally where people talk about they assume that all side stories have these. They don't. Only special side stories are the ones that have the enhanced artifact thing. Not every single one you need to worry about carrying an artifact around with. And we'll try to let you know if they are or are not. So we've got Seal of Capture, we've got Indestructible Gators, Autumn Sword, and Sphere of Sadism. So make sure you do equip these if you do have them when it comes time, because it will help you get the currencies sooner to get you on to other things faster. Because these stories are expensive, and being that this is a 5-star kind of concerns me on the price. We'll have to see what it is in a minute. All right, so week 1, yep, the usual stuff: story stages, weakness stages, and Shrieking Past stages. All right, the right to... Whoa, hold on, what do we got here? So the Shrieking Passage stage pits players against demons, allowing them to select dialogue options for each. Oh, this crap again. They did this in side story earlier in the year, and if you pick the wrong ones, you get absolutely wrecked. If you pick the right ones, they're like absolutely one-shottable units. So this will be basically follow your discords, and the guides will be there on what's what. If you don't want to read, you know, if you're a story skipper, this is going to screw you over. You actually need to pay attention, because they will reference things and you will need to know, or just wait for the people who do read the story to tell you the answers. Or just keep guessing. There's nothing wrong with it. You only have to keep running it over and over and over again. So yeah, that's... Oh god, here's a mini game. All right, mini game: Sealing Demons. Players can seal demons by clearing the mini game stage, which can be accessed after clearing stage 7, Shrieking Passage. Memorize the order in which a set of charms appear. Oh god. Sealing circle within a time limit, and then mark them in the order of appearance. Okay. So, no energy is required, so have fun. Of course, you're going to have your Goblin Shrine, your Molagora thing. Again, these can only be accessed once per side story per chapter. And stage difficulty, the usual thing. After clearing stage 7, beat the highest difficulty in the order that it appears as the best you can. If you can't beat the highest level difficulty, it's okay. It just means you have a little bit more grinding than the other person. So, here we go. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so Seal of Capture is 1,200 currency. It's a little bit more than the 290 for a 4-star. So, but hey, guess what? Rengar student IDs. I actually need these. Dreamtime Circuit and Mysterious Flash. Hey, actually, no, I need these for AROL. Do make sure you get the artifact as the first purchase, because again, they will help out on depending on which stage it is. So, not sure if this week is... actually, you don't need to buy it right away because it's not this week. You need Gators and Autumn Sword this week. So, I'm assuming, yeah, for the next week or so, probably you will need... you'll probably want the seal, so buy this towards the end. So you don't actually have to buy the artifact right away. You will be getting it as rewards, so exchange rewards. How are we getting this thing max limit broken? Interesting. All right, so what is said new 5-star artifact? Seal of Capture. Again, nobody cares about it, not maxed. So when a non-critical hit is made after using a basic skill, has a 100% chance to burn the target for 2 turns, applies to single target's attack. Basically, it has to be a unit that needs it on their S1. Not really a good artifact. I'm sure somebody can make use of it, carrot, but I think there's other things that are more important. You're going to have some illustrations, so cool, we'll have those added. All right, number 4 and number 5. Arunka and the Sword of Autumn Eclipse drop rate up. She will be available for 2 weeks. Non-limited unit, may we add. So do keep that in mind. She'll be available from 11.3 to 11.17. And just add insult to injury, Hwayoung and Indestructible Gators drop rate up will be available for this week. So if I'm going to end up doing this degenerate crap I think I'm going to end up doing, I may end up needing to recall my Hwayoung now. So, yeah, we'll see on that. But yeah, she will have drop rate up. Do you need to pull on this? No. But I kind of would like to, if I do it, because I kind of think I got to build where indestructible gators will be kind of cool. And she'll be available for this week. All right, the Powder of Knowledge shop item list rotation for this week, or for this month, is now been revealed. Well, YouTube, chat, it looks like we're living in a cleaver's paradise. Hide your wife, hide your kids. Run for the hills. Black Hand of the Goddess. Iron Fan, absolute trash. Alexa's Basket. Greater Attack. Yeah. Justice for All. Ancient Tagahel's Book. Sachet. Silver Rain. And Magahara's Tome. So... not only are they going to be... this is really trolly of Smilegate. Not only do they, the month that they buff mate, or they put the mage buff into RTA, do they give them Tagahel's Book in the shop? They give them Alexa's Basket for all the assassins. Oh, crap. Of course, it's only a 40% chance to win. So do keep that in mind. And then Black Hand of the Goddess is also kind of... could be nasty. All right, so that is it for this update notice. We're going to go ahead and turn follower mode only off for those of you who still have questions. So I will set the timer for 5 minutes. If we don't get a question in the first minute or two that's relevant to the patch notes, I will end this and we'll just go ahead and wrap up the video. So, chat, do you have any questions about this week's update notice? Besides, do I need a pull for Arunka? Find out next week. You also have the custom group summon. You also have... God knows whatever else they're going to add up. But no, I mean, she has a normal summonable unit, so technically you don't have to, but we want to see how does the... we want to see how the multipliers actually play out, how do the builds play out, because things can always seem really good on paper, then shoe skin when never. That's not even part of the update notice. Yeah. I want to say that Arunka's going to be... I wouldn't say a must pull. I think she'll be a nice unit to have along the way. I think it could be a useful tool. I like extinction units because it can help put things down when you need it to stay down. We'll see. We will see. Where is the battle pass at? Probably next week we'll get one. At what point of the Hwayoung banner is just... what is the point of the Hwayoung banner just after the nurse? Is she worth pulling? So there is some data coming out showing that Hwayoung can still absolutely detonate high-end tanks. The point is it's also part of the side story. So therefore they... and it's a rated up artifact of the side story, so therefore her banner must be brought out in their eyes. Whenever that happens, whenever they run special side stories, the banner units are always, or the artifacts that are rated up for it, that help increase currencies, are always rated up for this. And since this is telling a story setting up for what we assume is Chapter 10, that's kind of why they're running now. But the point is, at this point, you could recall it, get any unit you want. Now, if you still kind of want her, you have the chance to pull her. Yes, she's not going around kicking everything under the sun, but now with Portrait of Savior, Torrent set, there is signs showing that she still can absolutely nuke stuff. I know there's a shoe skin, and I don't give a crap about the shoe skin. That's why I said shoe skin never. I know exactly what that is. So... honestly, I think that there's going to be a new version of her that's going to become equally as toxic, but it's not going to be the same thing. It will still, if what I was looking at still shows true, she still is going to absolutely just detonate high-end tanks. So we're talking Killing Proof of Valor. We're talking like potential like Thick Knights, heavy, big, chunky Soul Weavers could still potentially be detonated here. But I don't have the gear to test this. I only can look at somebody else's data from this. And I will need to try to see if I can get the time to verify that. But she's no longer going to be a screaming demon just blowing anything up through a miss. Thankfully, that is gone. So we will see. Players might end up wanting her later on, but for right now, we'll see. Go from there. I don't get why they refuse to put Ubera's Tooth in the shop if Hwayoung is already nerfed. Because Ubera's Tooth doesn't need to be... It is just like Bloodstone. It will eventually show up, but it's not something they just commonly throw out like they do other artifacts. So let's just get us the next banners. We already showed that off last week. I should buy two Alexis or should I buy two Alexis basket and not buy the rotate powder? I mean, what do you need the two Alexis baskets for? Is it to have 2+15s or to finish off your 30? Do you not own Alexis basket? Because I mean, honestly, here's what I will say: if anybody does have Arbiter Vildred and they do not have Alexis basket, you're gonna want to pick up at least one of these. A +15 one still works just about as good as the +30, minus some stats. It's just a slight actually, there were times I swore my +15 one popped off way more than the +30. Because it feels real bad when you get the crit buff and never get the greater attack buff, and you're just going, darn, this feels bad. All right, so that's the 5 minutes. So any other questions we will answer off stream. YouTube, if you do have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. I will do the best I can to help you guys out. So that's really it. We've basically, it's just side story, Arunka, and we'll see what's going on next week with the Epic 7 live stream. We'll get the next few weeks of information. We'll have the new ML5. We'll know if that's the we will know if it's the boss ML5. So if there is anybody who is wanting to pull on this banner because of whatever's up, if you don't care, you can summon away early on. But my best advice to anybody is wait till Wednesday when they show it off. Because if there is anything coming about the new ML5, you will know if it's the boss ML5 or a new ML5. So, you guys take care, enjoy, and we'll see you guys in the next one.